Aye, ahoy there, matey. Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounding out the crew as we attempt to navigate the latest boating news and information, and just share a few little tips that may make your boating lifestyle just a little bit more, adventurous, fun, and efficient. How about that? You think, Patrick?
It's always a goal, very rarely achieved.
Well, okay, exactly. We strive to provide, but very seldom live up to that aspiration. But we'll make the attempt once again to our best of our knowledge. One of the things we're going to tap into a little bit later on the show today is legacy electronics and how to make those old style navionics that you may have in your boat, or like Mike the mariner's boat, that he's not ready to chuck off the side of the boat and just get something new. He wants to, have a repair solution. We're going to get a little bit into that, right, Patrick, today?
That is the plan. Just waiting for our interviewee to join us.
Okay, so that'll happen a little bit later on in the show.
In the meantime, we'll continue to look for tubes to repair Mike's equipment.
Tubes? Why does Mike need tubes? What's
his equipment's a little bit older.
What he's going to do, like a heart bypass or something? What do you got going on with that you would need tubes, Mike?
He's talking about cathode tubes.
Yeah,
I'm talking about tubes. Before your time.
We're going to need Ty Barry's tubes. By the way, he keeps chiming in like that. But Mike, what is it? What do you need? What electronics do you have on your boat that you're ready to chuck or want to get fixed? Is there something? He has nothing to say.
I forgot how to unmute.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear us for some reason. He's having some issues, some technical issues, because he's out on the water. Where is he exactly, Patrick?
He's out on Lake Monroe. There's the air show this weekend out at the Sanford Orlando Airport.
Okay.
And I believe the Thunderbirds are in.
Yeah.
And there was some pre-air show excitement yesterday that Mike was extremely excited about because all of our phones lit up.
Right.
Where he's like, a jet ski just blew up at the marina.
They were having target practice at the air show, or what were they doing, Mike?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we got you now.
Okay, I apologize. I had some audio problems there for a second. But,
no worries.
Right when I was pulling into the marina last night, I saw a mushroom cloud over by the boat ramp, and I thought,
a good sign.
I thought, what in the world's going on? So then fire trucks galore showed up, and I walked over after I parked, and it turns out a jet ski blew up right at the boat ramp.
Wow!
And the captain of the paddle wheel vessel that the dinner cruise vessel that's here, when I walked up to him, he said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm great. What's going on here?" He said, "Well, this guy just flew 10 feet up in the air when his jet ski blew up."
Oh, geez.
I said, "Is he okay?" He says, "Well, he's okay. He's not severely injured. He hurt his foot. So thankfully, no major injuries."
Wow.
But they dragged the fire department dragged the jet ski out of the water, and it was ripped to shreds.
Well, I would imagine if it flew him 10 feet in the air. So he was on it when this happened.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what caused the explosion? It wasn't target practice from the Blue Angels or nothing like that. It was.
My guess would be a fuel issue. Just throwing that out.
Okay.
Well, that's the only thing it could be. And my guess is, I couldn't tell the age of the jet ski because it had just blown up.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Or had it.
Yeah.
But my guess is he probably had a fuel leak either in a fuel line or something filled his bilge with gasoline, and when he pulled up to the dock and now my friends actually that are here on the boat with us
Yeah, we can
out
see
here
this on
anchored out.
YouTube and Facebook
Yeah,
Live. Yeah.
Yeah, they were actually at the marina when it happened, and they were on the other side of the marina, probably 300 yards away, and they said it shook everything. So it was one heck of an explosion.
Oh, I bet.
No doubt.
Yeah. So,
And,
did
it was-
anybody think it was part of the air show, or like, oh, they're just warming up and just kind of kept about their
Well-
business, or what?
Well, the funny thing was, the dinner cruise boat was about to leave, and so there were probably 50 to 75 passengers standing on the seawall next to the.
Yeah, and they were like, "This is like extra, show stuff." Uh-oh, he lost his audio, didn't he?
Yep, we lost his audio.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's all right. I'm going to dub in for Mike what he's saying.
Okay,
And
go
I've
ahead.
always admired Captain Patrick. He is my personal hero,
Huh?
and I look up to him as a role model.
That's weird.
I just wanted him to know that.
I see his lips moving, but they don't match what you're saying whatsoever.
Well, he's translating from his native tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, his mic is dead again.
Yeah. He's having some issues, but that's fine. At least he's not being blown to bits like that, jet ski guy. That's
Well,
unfortunate.
usually those aircraft will
That'll
jam
ruin-
your electronics before they fire a missile at you.
Well, it is unfortunate for the guy. I'm glad he's okay and just minor injuries, it sounds like, or hurt his foot, like he said. But,
Yeah.
Saying he was blown up, 10 feet, flies in the air. I mean, geez, that actually sounds like something you'd want to see.
Well, I have to tell you, the jet ski was a complete disaster.
Yeah.
It was like the whole thing was the whole top of the jet ski was just blown to bits.
Mhm.
Well, they're just fiberglass. I mean, did you see the dock was all blackened?
Yeah, the
that
dock was
toasty.
blackened.
Right.
Yeah, because it happened right there. The dock, apparently it was tied to the end of the dock. They were going to get their vehicle to pull it out of the water. The interesting thing is this happened at the end of the day, not at the beginning.
Where the gas tank is mostly empty and there's just a lot of fumes in there.
In theory, yeah. Unless he
Yeah.
was
Well,
just
actually, that
gassing up,
makes
maybe.
it more flammable. Actually, believe it or not.
What
Exactly,
if the
that's what I'm
tank is
saying.
empty? Oh, because it's
Yeah.
has more
Yeah.
airspace and stuff in
Yes.
the tank. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Vapor burns, liquid doesn't.
Right. Well, I'm
So-
looking at your video today, Mike. Though I got to say, it looks like glass out there on Lake Monroe. Are you out on
It
the water
is.
as we speak, or are you at the dock?
No, we're anchored out.
They're raft
in Lake
up.
Monroe,
Sweet. That looks pretty
about
nice.
about a mile and a half north of Stanford Airport, where the air show's going on. So we've had the jets fly right over us.
There you go.
F-18s, the F-22 is going to fly over, and the Thunderbirds will fly over in a little while. Right
Yeah.
now, they're doing the heritage flight, so I'm not sure you can see it because they're so far away. But
Right.
there's a World War II P-51 flying with an F-16 and,
Awesome.
and an F-15.
Now, are they doing
off
that
in the
air show
distance.
thing where they come over the lake and get real close to the water and create a rooster tail and the whole thing? Or no?
No, they're not doing that, but they're flying over us,
Okay.
which is fantastic.
That'll
I mean,
wake you
can't
up
get
from your
better, right?
afternoon nap, I'm sure, too, right?
Yeah.
When you're doing that?
Yeah.
Or sunbathing,
Yeah.
we're like,
No, it doesn't get better. I mean, boats and water and airplanes flying over.
there you go. You got a pretty good
Good
view.
friends. Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yep.
And he's been nice enough to join us here on the World of Boating. Basically, Patrick, Barry, and myself, we're looking at this and feeling extremely envious. Are we
no.
not? Well, you don't want to be out on the water, Patrick? Come on. Look at that view
know-
he has today. That's amazing.
You know what I do Monday through Friday. That view is probably about as close as I want to get to a boat so far.
What, Monday through Friday, you're in your factory trying to build boats, aren't you?
He's trying to get away from boats during the weekend.
Yeah, but
I'm
he's
not trying to build them. I'm trying to solve problems. Is what I'm trying to do.
right. But he's not solving any problems. He's just hanging out on a boat on a lake, kicking
Yeah,
back
no,
with his
it's-
friends.
And
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. Certainly. And that
Absolutely.
event out there,
Yeah,
the conditions are just about absolute perfect.
yeah,
Yeah, the air show on a boat is much better than on land.
yeah. You're envious, admit it, right, Barry? Come on.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to go to the Fort Lauderdale one this year and couldn't make it out there. It was a
Right.
little too rough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and actually, we have the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show coming up. You going to go out there and buy a new boat here in a week or two?
I will go out there, but I don't plan on buying another boat.
Yeah. What about you, Patrick? You got your plans for Flibs yet, or no? Do you know?
I've got my media credentials,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not sure if I'm going to make it down there, though.
Well, what are you going to dress up as if you do? Because the last day is Halloween. Barry?
Well, I always have success when I put on a almost like a stark white wig, and I bleach my mustache white, and I drop about
come on.
75 pounds.
I say you go as Barry, and Barry go as Patrick, and see if anyone noticed.
Greg.
Well,
that's where I was at. And Barry knew exactly.
Yeah, something really scary. Yeah.
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 They probably chase us out though.
Because I'll walk in with my yardstick and say, "I'm here to measure the aisles of your boat show."
He's going to walk
check
around
the quality
barefoot.
of your carpet.
Yeah, let me walk around barefoot for a little while and see how.
Yeah, I don't know. Barry ought to go as boat show boy.
Actually, if Patrick doesn't go, maybe he can mail me down his credentials.
Hey, boat show boy. I say that's what you do, Barry. We'll get you a cape and a little mask. Yeah, you can keep wearing your watch cap that you have on now. Everybody can see on YouTube and Facebook Live.
Everyone knows me by my red hat.
There you go. You've been warned if you go. More coming up. Stay close to the world of boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Guys, we have a situation. I broke the bathroom.
How the heck did you manage to do that?
We ran out of TP, so I had to use my shirt.
Ew.
Well, long story short, turns out that pipes on the boat are not PVT compatible.
It can handle tidal waves that the stories talk about, and it can weather any storm. Come aboard, we're going out.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, and we have a special guest, Javier Madero. Am I saying it right, Javier?
Yes, sir. Maderos.
Oh, how about that? First time ever I got it right. Welcome to the World of Boating. Javier is with seawiremarine.com. They specialize in legacy electronics for your boat. Like if you have some older stuff that you think you just, it's old, you got to chuck it, but you really like it, you'll figure out a way to help them out, Javier. Is that in a nutshell or what?
Yes, pretty much. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you guys for inviting me to the show.
Sure.
I think it's a great opportunity, not only for us as a company, but for the whole boating industry to know about Seawire Marine and the services we have to offer. Yeah, so in a nutshell, we work, we're pretty much an authorized dealer for Raymarine, Garmin, Ferrugno, Navico, all the main brands out there.
Yeah.
Aside from sales and installations, we have a special service, which is to get those old legacy units repaired. We go back all the way to the late 1990s, all the way to present. We can still fix, common issues such as sunburn LCDs, buttons not working, units not turning on, backlight issues. I mean, you name them. We work and we refurbish all these units.
I love the idea. Barry the Boater, I know what you're thinking right now is if only Javier could find a way to fix me. I mean, because you're getting old and feeble and stuff like that, but it only applies to boating electronics, at least at this point. Maybe that's, in a year or two. You think, Javier?
So far. We might expand our service.
There you go.
My electronic implants are still operating. So.
Okay, if you say so. I think they're slightly misadjusted. Mike the Mariner's out on the water today.
Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, which would be the first time ever, that he has some issues or questions that might, that Javier can help you out with. Is that right, Mike, or what?
Yeah, sure. So I bought a boat in February. It's a 39 Silverton, and it has a new Raymarine Axiom touchscreen chart plotter. But the autopilot is a legacy generation autopilot, so it's not networked. So what would the solution be for me to upgrade my autopilot so I can have a networked autopilot? So if I set a route in my Raymarine, it'll translate to the autopilot. Because right now, all I can do with the autopilot is set a heading and track it.
They're not talking to each other. Javier, can you help them out with that or what? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. So your system is actually on a new generation of Raymarine, which is the Axiom. That's the latest units out there.
That's
so
correct.
The legacy that you have uses a different protocol called CTOC 1, and you're using CTOC NG. So you're going to have to upgrade to an Evolution system. That's the new line of autopilots from Raymarine. And as soon as you do that, you'll be able to integrate the course computer with your chart plotter, and you can have your autopilot controls on the actual multifunction display. So you can engage it, you can set your waypoints, your tracks, you can send all that information over and have full control. But the only way to communicate them would be to actually upgrade to the Evolution system.
Got it. So Javier, is that all a like a software upgrade thing, or is that something you need to send off to you guys at seawiremarine.com or what?
No, so that's actually an entire autopilot package. He's going to have to replace it. I mean, his legacy unit is working. It's not defective. Yeah. It's just unable to communicate with the new generation because they changed the network protocols and the connectors, and they just don't talk to each other. So
I'll have to replace I'll have to replace the pump as well, too, right?
No, not the pump. You can still use the pump. You'll have to replace the control head and the course computer. You can probably still use the pump if you have a hydraulic pump. Is that what you have?
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
So you can still use it. Yeah.
So there's no interface available that'll allow two different interfaces to work together?
There is for some components, autopilot specifically. The only thing that you can do if you try to have a hybrid environment between an older legacy unit and a new multifunction display, it's just to share your waypoints. So if you have a waypoint on your chart plotter and you want to go to that waypoint, you can send it over to the autopilot and the autopilot will take it there. But you won't be able to use the autopilot controls on your actual chart plotter. That feature is not going to be available. The software is different.
Right.
So it's not gonna talk. Yeah, it's like trying to connect a Mac computer with a Windows. They're just not gonna talk to each other.
Right, and that's where Javier and his group at seawiremarine.com come into play. They can help you. They can consult.
That information right there, where you got somebody like Mike who's bought a pre-owned boat, and is like, yeah, I've got this, I've got that. Surely this can happen, and you get a hold of Seawire Marine, and they're like, okay, good news, bad news.
Good news, he doesn't need a new water pump.
But the thing is, here's what you need to do. Going to take all the guesswork out of does this going to interact? Is it going to be compatible? You know, so good news is we've got an answer for you. Bad news is, in this case, you're going to have to upgrade some components. And the way that I came across Javier and CWireMarine.com is at a customer of mine, Tim Spar out in Washington, that I was working with him on a Raymarine issue. And he had contacted me last week and said, I think I got a solution. I found this company, CWire Marine. They're going to take my unit. They're going to refurbish it. It's going to get all polished up and it's going to be returned to me. And he was really, really excited, which caused me to look into the company and ask Javier if he would come on and talk about, you know, the company itself. Where do you see your company going in the future? Because the service that you offer, and I know you do sales and service on new stuff, but really for boaters that they've got an older boat, they really like the system that's on there. It may be cost prohibitive to upgrade, or they're looking at purchasing a pre-owned boat and they want to know, you are the people that they can contact.
Yes, correct. So we still have parts, and if we don't have parts, we can make parts. We've been working with a company that has helped us remanufacture a lot of parts that are discontinued and you can no longer source them. So we can still work on those older units. We also offer refurbished units, maybe the same model back from 2005, 2010, that is compatible with the radar, with the autopilot, with everything that's installed on the boat. And it doesn't require the entire network to be upgraded. A lot of issues that we see is that every time something new comes out, the components that your original equipment is connected to also need to be upgraded. If you decide to upgrade your radar or your multifunction display, it requires you to upgrade everything.
There you go. Hey, this is great stuff. CWireMarine.com. We got more with Javier next.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 PSI left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Imagine traveling twice as fast as you can drive. Imagine taking friends and family snorkeling, surfing, skiing, shopping, and more to exotic destinations. Imagine attending business meetings in cities far away and still making it home at night. Or just imagine exploring the wild blue yonder.
Quit dreaming about it and get to it. There has never been a better time to become a private pilot, and Flight Training Professionals in Orlando will show you how. Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is your full-service flight school. A state-of-the-art flight simulator, a fleet of the latest Cessna aircraft, and a staff of full-time seasoned flight instructors are just a few of the many reasons Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is the place to start your aviation adventure. Call 407-896-0077. That's 407-896-0077. Or go to ftpros.com. That's ftpros.com. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, and our special guest, Javier from CWireMarine.com. You can reach out, obviously, on their website, but you guys are located where exactly in South Florida, Javier?
Yes, we're actually down in Miami. We have two offices, one in Miami and one in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Right here in our backyard. That's convenient. So, yes, don't let the fact that they're limited to Florida scare you away. You do a lot of stuff on the phone, consult, and you can send in your equipment to the facilities in Florida, and you'll ship it back to them, kind of like what Patrick was talking about. with
Correct. Yes,
yeah.
we have a repair ticketing system. We send an email with shipping instructions and what to include in the package. Customers send in their units for repair. Usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the workload that we have at the moment. And we send them back. Now, one of the services that we offer is the 1-year warranty. So all the repairs that we do, they go back with a 1-year warranty.
Excellent.
Even if Greg messes with it?
Quiet.
Even if he does.
There you go. That's an ironclad warranty right there.
That's right. That's a major commitment on your part.
So true. And I would imagine business is good because a lot of people are, going for used boats. I mean, the market is pretty thin right now for new stuff. So a lot of people are picking up used stuff and probably reaching out to you. So business is good, I assume. Is that a fair assumption, Javier?
Business has been doing great this year. A lot of customers sending in their units, and some of them don't have the option to upgrade because there's so much back order going on right now.
Right.
2 to 3 months on chart plotters and radars. So some boaters just can't be out of the water for so long. So they send in their units, we fix them, we send them back. And it's been great. This year has been really good for us.
Well, there you go.
The other thing that some boaters deal with is, those units are in the dash, so it's a specific size cutout, and they look at upgrading, and now they got a patch, they got to make a plate. If it's in the console itself, within the gauge panel, is there a bigger gauge panel? No. Send it in to cwiremarine.com, let them get it refurbished if it can be, and get it back to you, and it's looking great and working as it should.
There you go.
And you don't have to relearn how to use it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can't teach an old dog or an old boater new tricks. I mean, look at Barry and Patrick and me and Mike, actually. We're all perfect examples of that. Great stuff. cwiremarine.com. Check them out. More coming up.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
The hatches. Aye, aye, sir. Man the bowsprit, stow the mizzen mast, jibe the jib boom, hoist the mainsail and lower the tattersail. Look sharp, lad. Pike the starboard hatch to leeward, thwarts and trim the scuppers of the port poop deck.
I'm sitting on a boat, I'm playing on my pilot, waiting for you to come home. I'm sitting on a boat, I'm playing on my pilot, waiting for you to come home. Oh, I'm sitting right there, ever since you've been gone.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. Okay, so by the way, we didn't ask Javier from cwiremarine.com if they were going to be at the Fort Lauderdale boat show, or did we?
Yeah, we didn't ask them.
Do you know, Patrick? Are they going to be there? I would be surprised.
I do not know, but what we've noted, I know when I was down at Flibbs last year, was a lot of vendors choosing not to attend because either A, business is so strong that they don't feel the need to, look for business, if you will, because they can't meet the demand for what they've already got orders for. So why spend the money in, putting everything into that show when we really don't need to?
Lame.
So I think
it's a lame excuse.
I think you're going to see that trend continue probably the next 1 to 2 years with the boat shows. They'll slowly start filling those booths again, but there was certainly more vendor space available, which was kind of nice actually. When you're walking around, there was more room. It didn't feel so like everybody was packed in, to where you literally took a step and you were in somebody else's advertising space or booth.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. Sure. But as far as if you're a manufacturer or stuff, I think you ought to be at the boat show. I mean, because your customers want to see you out there. And if it's any indication, we've actually seen some uptick in some of the shows on attendance. The demand is crazy right now.
Attendance and everything like that is great. And you've got certain vendors that are like, now we can't show you our new whatever it is. Here's a picture of what it looks like. Unfortunately, we're still on a 4-month backlog waiting to get parts from.
Yeah, but still, it's an opportunity for them to connect with a bunch of boaters. that are chomping at the bit to find out what they got coming up.
I'll tell you what a lot of them here now are, why can't I get parts for my such and such?
Well,
What are
okay,
you
but
guys
now you've created an avenue for them to answer that question.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you don't want to answer that?
You just tell them those parts are on the container ship number 3 in the port of Los Angeles.
One of the 150 container ships hanging out off of California.
Exactly.
That's
right. But I'm just saying the opportunity to kind of connect face to face is you can't. There's no replacement for that. Zoom calls and things we've had to do for the last year and a half suck. If you ask me,
well,
it's just not the same. Mike,
I was going to ask if our guest, since they do marine electronics, if they could do a targeting system for the gun turret I want to install on the front of the boat.
Ooh.
They probably could, because it sounds like they're a self-contained, as he said, even for these parts that are no longer available, they're able to reproduce them. So probably talking about the circuit boards and things like that. So they've got it sounds, I'm sure there's other businesses like this out there. This is actually the first one that I was made aware of, as I said, through a customer of ours, that this type of business. And it makes a lot of sense.
It does.
You look at the costs involved in either a direct replacement for or upgrading, and you just don't. And I find one of the biggest roadblocks, if you will, for that is the fact that some of those units are mounted in the console. You've got this 12-inch by 12-inch cutout that's been put in the console or in the gauge panel, and okay, I want to replace it. Well, it's going to go with this unit. Now you got to do this. You got to make a plate. You got to reglass this. You got to recut that. Now you got to run all new wiring. You got to replace the dome, the open array, whatever it is. And it's just like, I could just pull this thing out and send it off and have it refurbed for a fraction of the cost of upgrading to a new system. Plus, as Barry pointed out, it's a system that I'm familiar with. I like it. I understand it. I don't have to learn something new. Let's do it.
One of the biggest hurdles right now are manufacturers are making it more difficult to repair equipment. I remember 20, 30, 40 years ago where you could repair just about anything because parts were available, schematics were available, service manuals were available to either the repair personnel or the public. And they're hiding that stuff now.
They're not hiding it. It's gotten all computers and chips and things.
Well,
right?
they're trying to pass laws state by state, and maybe a federal law where you would have the right to repair the equipment you purchase. If you haven't heard about right to repair, it's out there.
Yep.
People have lost that ability, and I'm not going to name any specific manufacturers of computers, but they made it very difficult for you to repair your stuff.
But that's across all technologies. The other thing that I think is great about our guest business is, like this boat here that I'm showing on YouTube and Facebook Live is my friend's boat called Tad Hanna.
Right. How big is that? Wait, that has like a.
It's a 37 helmsman.
Okay.
And the thing about a lot of these older boats is there's not enough room to put modern electronics in them.
Yep.
So and the electronics work. I mean, they're 20 or so years old, but the chart plotters work, and they're good enough for someone to do the loop with. The charts are up to date.
Right.
They continue to download the new chips and things, but that's why I think it's a great thing to be able to service the legacy electronic package.
Well, there you go. It may have just created another category for a boating business that these guys have capitalized on.
And there's an F-22 flying over my head right now.
Is that what that was? I haven't seen one jet yet. All I see are blue clouds.
I keep hearing stuff. I didn't know if he had gas from lunch or that was an airplane. But
there's an F-22 flying right above the tree line.
All right.
Okay.
Over there.
He's on a bombing mission. Look out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Took out a jet ski yesterday. So.
I'm a target for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, good stuff. But the boat show. I mean, I wanted to kind of dive into that a little deeper because, I mean, I think Patrick I mean, I understand what you're saying about the boat show, but I think it's going to be pretty big, especially with attendance, you think? I mean, manufacturers may make that decision like, hey, we got too much business, we don't need to exhibit. I think that's kind of short-sighted if you ask me personally.
Well, I don't think the boat manufacturers as much as component manufacturers. And again, based on what I saw last year, what I've seen and read about the past year with boat shows where, again, vendor space is more widely available, which is a good thing, especially if you had trouble getting in to some boat shows in the past and you got something you want to showcase. There's just companies that were like, we really don't need to spend the money because our orders are filled for the next 12, 18, 24 months. We're good. We can hold on to this money that we would save, advertising, going to the boat show and setting up, and just not spend it. And that decision has been made, whether right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You do have companies that are unveiling new product, such as the manufacturer that I work for. I had sent Barry some pictures, which do not share those, Barry, of the first boat coming out of production with no generator, inverter, lithium batteries for your power bank.
Oh, yeah.
And how'd you like that triple screen display?
No, that was nice. And to answer your question, if you did have to upgrade, if everything always goes a 1/4 inch bigger, all you have to do is make the hole a little bit bigger. You don't have to worry about making it smaller.
Yeah.
So eventually you start out with something this big, a foot in square, and then after 10 or 15 years, your whole dash will be one big unit.
Okay.
No,
I don't know where he was going with that, but yeah.
Well, if you had to upgrade every couple of years, instead of making the unit smaller, if you make it slightly bigger, you'd only have to make the hole bigger. You wouldn't have to make it smaller. You wouldn't have to fill it in.
Okay.
It depends because, again, manufacturer to manufacturer, somebody's 12-inch screen, depending on the casing around it and the backside of it where it actually fits in, those dimensions all change. So if you're okay, I've got a Raymarine, I want to upgrade to a Garmin because I really like this system versus that system. If I'm changing everything out, well, and I've actually advised customers on this is call the manufacturer, get the dimensions, make sure that it's going to fit within the space that your current unit is mounted. Otherwise, you're going to get this thing and all of a sudden it's sitting outside the confines of the console itself.
Now you put standoffs in and raise it up out of the console.
Sloppy.
Okay. Round hole, square hole, something, I don't know.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact ink K7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Man has always been drawn to the sea. But it's an unnatural setting for us. A place of great danger. Tides, currents, waves, wind, each presenting their own hazards, none of which can be ignored. The slightest lapse of judgment can be a mistake you might never recover from. But a good sailor doesn't fight against these elements. A good sailor works with them, using them to his advantage, while others less fortunate might be forever cast adrift, often in several pieces. He always comes home safely.
This is the world of boating. That was Dexter. He's coming back November 7th on Showtime, by the way. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if he'll be on a boat. I think it's he's in some kind of cold area, like up north.
He's a lumberjack.
Is that what it is? How are they going to work boating into that? He was a big-time boater there in Miami.
Well, what are boats made out of?
Wood.
And he's a lumberjack.
Oh, he's a lumberjack, and he's okay. He might go boating, or he might be.
Stop it.
Okay. Anyway, we'll find out November 7th when it returns to Showtime. And there you go. And look, we're like, what, 10 days, 11 days away from the opening of the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. I'm pretty excited about that. I mean,
are you going?
I might head down there. I haven't decided yet. What do you mean,
gotta
when?
let me know.
During the show is when I would go. Sometime during the show if I go. But I haven't made the decision. It'll be a last minute call. I think a lot of people are like that right now. You were alluding to the fact that, some of the manufacturers are a little overwhelmed with business, but the demand is crazy right now, and boaters, consumers want to get out there and, see what, just have something to do after being cooped up for 2 years,
No, I agree with that.
Mike, go.
Here's the thing. I mean, you might find something, someone has a product that they're trying to get to market that hasn't caught on yet, or maybe it's just a new thought.
Right.
Someone's going to be there with something really cool.
Oh, no doubt.
So it's absolutely worth going.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think that is
I'll tell you,
so true.
Again, the pictures that I sent to Barry on that no generator, inverter, lithium battery, what we're terming the power bank system, that's going to be the future. Especially for boats like that, which is kind of a day boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 36-foot bow rider. It's got a quarter berth. It's certainly something you could overnight in, but it's more, going out for the day, and you've got self-contained power. Don't need a generator. That's the direction it's all heading, and after that's going to be digital switching. So to Mike's point, there's always going to be something new, and hopefully people are unveiling that. I did want to touch on all of the stories that we didn't get to talk about today, which are all on the World of Boating Facebook page and at worldofboating.com. There's a couple of really great videos, one which earned a faceplant emoji from Mike the Mariner. That was where this boat ramp down in Barry's area, trying to get this boat out of the water. I won't say the brand of pickup. It wasn't a Honda, unfortunately, for Greg.
Funny.
It was a Chevy. It was the bow tie. And this thing was struggling. Really shouldn't have been that much of a struggle. And they finally get the boats coming up, and yet the trailer unhooks from the truck. The boat and trailer roll back into the water. Just
classic. Classic
really,
YouTube videos. Yeah.
It really means their safety chains were not adequate because they should not have gone back down that, right?
Yeah, but if the latch wasn't locked down to begin with, something caused it to come off the ball.
But I'm talking, but the safety chains should have been strong enough to stop that.
Yeah, and the safety lanyard for the brake did work, because when they eventually got the boat off the trailer and managed to pull the trailer out empty, and the rear tires were locked up because the safety lanyard had pulled. There's also one there where this guy spent, there's a video, that had to be 10, 12 minutes trying to back an empty trailer down to pick up a jet ski, which is just absolutely infuriating. All this great stuff. There is a story. Guys, are you aware that there are health benefits to owning a boat?
Yeah, look at Barry.
I'm still alive.
Yes.
The boat kept him alive. It gave him a reason to live.
It helps your sanity. Someone just rang my ship's bell.
Uh-oh.
No, of course there are health benefits to owning a boat. Certainly for your sanity.
Okay.
It all depends on how you look at that one. But from News Channel Nebraska, number one is fresh air and sunshine, as we can see by Mike at this point.
Right.
2, physical activity. Now that depends, because if the physical activity is involved with you repairing your boat, maybe not so much, because usually your blood pressure is up at that point.
Well, bailing is an aerobic exercise as you're bailing the water out.
Well, we're assuming your boat isn't sinking, so let's go with that
rowing.
much.
Yeah. Sitting on the back swim platform, kicking your feet, making motor sounds as you try to get the boat moving.
Yeah.
You have to row. It is good physical activity. You have to roam around the boat, take the lines off. All the things you have to do to get a boat away from a dock and back to a dock.
Right.
All the things that Mike does not do, because he's at the helm, because he's smart.
He's the captain. He directs his crew to do that.
I will tell you that I do participate in the line handling.
Okay.
You're doing it wrong.
So we're running this boat with 2 people. So
yeah. Well, so when the other crew member is his better half, you can bet his ass he's going to jump in and do something. He's not just going to bark orders in that scenario. It's a question on who's actually the captain. There you go.
Nicely.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 people.
All right. On that note, we're going to wrap it up. Till next time, remember, whether it is sail or motor,
life is better as a motor.
Safe boating, everyone.
Here, you barnacle-bitten swab!
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.